So we're fastly approaching 2023, and there's going to be tons of different news and tons of different involvements that is going to be happening within that specific year. And this one is also where the iOS 17 update is also going to be coming out. Now, iOS 17 is looking to be a pretty big change from Apple. And what I mean by that is essentially Apple is probably going to start allowing some things that they've never allowed before. This includes potentially allowing us to use third-party applications and also kind of getting us prepared for a potential USB-C iPhone, which we should, hopefully be seeing some improvements and some features being added because of that specific port. However, there is a possibility for sure where some of these older iPhones could actually be discontinued. Now, these iPhones are probably going to end up being the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone 10. Now, these iPhones are going to end at some point sooner than later. They're already about 5 years old next year. They will be about that 6-year, specific, age. And I think these iPhones lasted quite a bit of time. I think they had a really good life. However, because these iPhones are the lowest supported iPhones right now, I do kind of have a hard time believing that Apple would continue supporting these iPhones if it meant that they're going to be making all these changes and whatnot. Now, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. I feel like Apple could, discontinue these iPhones very soon, but also I feel like Apple could potentially end up supporting these iPhones even longer because then they could go ahead and potentially shift the focus away from the iPhones, having, the third-party support and application support, where they would just go ahead and just say, hey, we have all these cool other features. We have these iPhones that are still supported. And I think that may end up making a lot more people happier than not, But also, this could be a pretty big thing too, because Apple may end up just going through and potentially discontinuing these iPhones and not giving that feature to all their iPhones that are on iOS 16. I think if anything, Apple is probably going to go ahead and essentially give, us these features on these latest iPhones like the iPhone XS and XS Max, but Apple's going to go ahead and pretty much, not give them to the iPhone 10, 8, and 8 Plus because it's going to be less iPhones that have that feature. That way Apple can go ahead and still pretty much milk, the third party or lack of third party support, and we can still get, all this other stuff on our new iPhones, but we won't be able to get it on our older ones. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm going to be very curious to see what Apple does here, but because of all these jailbreaks that are coming out basically for the iPhone 10, 8, and 8 Plus, I feel like that's not even going to stop people from installing third-party applications. So I'm going to be very curious and keeping an eye on, what Apple's going to be doing, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.